All right, little Cuete. How's
What's
it
up?
going?
Good, dog. Good. Thank you for having me.
Man, appreciate you, man. Definitely, man. I'm glad to have you here, man. It's been a long time. I think we first linked up, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago or something
It's a
like that at
while
the car
back.
show.
Yeah. Yep. Bakersfield, right?
Bakersfield
Kern
Car
County
Show.
Fairgrounds,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The Kern County Fairgrounds. Yeah. There was a lot of people there that day.
yeah.
Like 10,000 people there.
It was a dope show, man.
Yeah.
That's how I used to do it when I first started. I would just hit dudes up at the back, behind car shows and shit, and try to get like a little 5 minute interview with them and shit, man. I don't think a lot of people know that and shit.
Yeah. No, I don't. At first I didn't realize, but then like I put two and two together. I was like, oh yeah, I know. I did a little interview with him in the beginning. I was like your early stages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
dope though.
What do you think about the current stuff that's out right now, man? The old school stuff, like old to new, man. What's your view on that, man?
Oh man, I love it. I mean, it just goes to show how diverse we are and how far we've came throughout this whole process of Chicano rap, this and that. Swap me rappers, my ass. I got on stage. Today was what was it? Dub C.
Yeah.
Amanda Perez.
Amanda Perez.
You know what I'm saying? Last year, DJ Quick, Baby Bash. So for them to say, swap me rappers, man, that shit's out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here we are again, full circle, man. We both back on top. I see you doing your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I definitely see you doing yours, man.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
For sure, man. Well, let's just start from the beginning, man. Can you kind of, for the people who might not know, can you tell them a little bit about yourself? Where you from and what it was like for you growing up?
Yeah, I grew up in southeast city of Los Angeles called Norwalk. I spent most of my life there. School, family, everybody just from Norwalk. It's a little harsh out there, so just adapted to the ways. Like I always say, that when you're in the shark tank, you got to be a shark. You know what I mean? So, product of my environment, so to speak. So it was a tough area growing up.
What age would you say you jumped off the porch?
Super early because I was already smoking, and that was like my main thing. Like I want to say like at 11 years old, I started smoking. Like at 12, I was a everyday smoker. I'm talking about
12
marijuana.
years old.
At 12 years old, like it was when I started to smoke every day. Yeah, I remember at 11 was when I first, and what's crazy about that, one of my little cousins gave me my first hit. My younger cousin, I was 11. He was younger than me. So it's pretty crazy.
Damn. Are you already in the streets? Are you already getting in trouble at this time?
I mean, I've always been getting in trouble like in school and things like that, but not necessarily getting caught for anything. We broke into a couple of schools back in there, back in the days and stuff, messing around, stuff like that. Doing those kind of things, maybe writing on the walls at the school or stuff like that. But I got my first case when I was I think I was a freshman in high school when I caught my first case. Yeah, so what is that, 14, 15?
Around
maybe,
there.
yeah, 13, 14, right?
Yeah.
Around there,
14.
around that, 13, 14, 15,
Yeah.
one of those ages. I caught my first case. We got caught in a stolen car. Me and two of my homies. Shout out my boy, Lil Stomps and Pups. I was with them, and that was like I want to say around that was my first time.
You get caught. Now, do you go to juvie or
No,
do they let you out?
yeah, they let me out. And then they let me and my boy Pups out, but Stomps had turned 18 that day, so he went to the county. That was the first time they let me and Pups go, and Stomps got to take the ride for the first time.
All right. Now you get arrested.
Yeah.
You go home. You got to see your parents.
No, I didn't. I called my grandma. My grandma got me out. So my mom and dad didn't even know what happened until like later on. But yeah, so I go home, and that was kind of like, okay, so I ended up having to see the judge, and I got on probation. That's when I got on probation. Like for the first time, it was like a 2-year probation or something like that. That's what I ended up getting from it.
Now you go back to high school.
Yes and no. So this is a crazy story because now we're really getting deep into this story that I always tell. They send me to a continuation school after that. But yeah, I did continue to go to high school for a very short period of time. And they said that I didn't have no respect for authority. So they said, you can't be in regular school no more. So they kicked me out of regular school.
Were you getting suspended?
No, because I was like, I know how to walk the line. They that's what I'm saying. They use those words. Oh, you don't have respect for authority, but they brainwashed these kids. They were trying to do it to me at the time. They were trying to do it to me at the time, but I didn't fall for it. Like, they take the two kids in the principal's office and they tell one, well, he already told on you. What are you gonna what do you have to say about him? What did he do? And then they do it to each other. Well, that never worked on me. That never worked on me. So I would always just, keep my mouth shut, and they couldn't really do nothing. So that's why they ended up getting tired of it. They're like, we can't do nothing. They would always bring up my record, being caught in I think it was called, I don't know if they used it for what exactly the charge was for being in a stolen vehicle, joyriding or whatever it was at the time. But yeah, that's the only thing they could use is that on me. Like, now you have a record already. So they ended up kicking me out because they couldn't like get a hold of me because I was already streetwise. So I already knew what was up. I knew their games that they were playing too. So they they had no effect on me. Their authority, I wasn't intimidated. I was already making more money than them anyways because I was rapping already too at the time.
When did you start rapping?
I started rapping around the same time I started smoking weed, like 12 years old, 13 years old. And I stopped playing sports at the time. So I went from being an athlete to being a rapper and smoking weed and being with girls. I was really good at sports my whole life. And that's why I know the transition went from playing ball to playing, being a player, so to speak, But yeah, it was very really young, like 12 or 13 when I started.
Who were some of the guys you looked up to at the time? Because I don't think there was that many Chicano rappers, Mexican rappers at the time.
There was a lot of people from the San Diego side at the time that I was like Night Owl. But so I started thinking about this recently, and I used to play like CLS, Central Coast Click, and Ese Rich Rock from Spanish Fly, the OG Spanish Fly, and things like that. Even there was another group that was called Norwalk's Most Wanted. They came originated from my city. They weren't from the hood, but they're residents of the city, and that kind of like had influence on me too. So I just took it a step further and repped the hood when I was doing it. They're repping who they were, which I understand, but yeah, I just took it a step further and repped the hood.
And you said you got signed at 16.
I was 16.
That's young, especially like, a younger Mexican dude, and you know what I'm saying, things are still new.
Yeah.
For the game.
I was lucky. I was fortunate. I got plugged in, and they liked what I was doing, so they just wanted to know if I could continue doing it. And like 15 years later, I was still signed with them, making more money than they know what to do with, because actually back then the artists were getting burned on their deals. All the rappers were talking about how shitty their deals were and how much the record label ripped them off. So in my mind, when I was signing, I wasn't going to let that happen, or there was no way I was going to sign. So I worked a deal that I still owned my publishing. I still owned a lot of my rights to my name. A lot of people sell their names. They give rights to their name. So I still owned all that stuff because I had learned from other people's mistakes when I signed. So I signed to a $250,000 when I was 16, going on 17 years old. I was like making so much money. That's what I'm saying. I was making more than the teachers and the principals and everybody. How they gonna tell me anything in life?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why that's another reason, going back to that, is why they He said I didn't have no authority because I was telling him like, you guys are in the wrong thing. You know, I make more money than you. I make more money than both of you together. Like they would just hate me. I'd be buying all the you know, back then the girls their lunches. It would be nothing. It was like $1 here, $1 there, and everybody was just like, damn, this guy got some money. But little did they know I had a lot more than that. $250,000, that's 16 going on 17.
What do you do with $250,000 at 16?
Well,
Do what do your parents do? Your parents, they try to like keep it under control?
they gave me all whatever I wanted to do. They did not do nothing. They didn't have no like influence on anything. I was already doing my own thing. I you know, it was no, they weren't like, oh, you should do this, or like they were just like happy and proud that I was doing anything, you know, so they were just letting me do my thing.
How did your parents feel when they found out you were in the streets?
Well, I come from a family of people that are pretty, you know, got a couple screws loose. My mom's dad was known to be, you know, a little wild. Her brother, same thing. So she kind of just sees it already, you know. And my dad has been a part of their family like that since they were younger. And so he's always been in, you know, we deal with this stuff that comes our way. They're not like trying to be any type of way, but they're just like, you know, they're with it if whatever, you know. They're from the streets, but only to the fact of they're not gonna say nothing about anything. They're gonna keep their mouth closed, and they know not to say nothing about anything. And then the less they know, the better. That's why I never tell them nothing, because when anybody, if they ever get questioned, they could honestly say I had no idea. And that's what we do all the time with the guys in our family. We don't tell them much so that they don't have to know too much. If they ever get questioned, they could honestly be telling the truth. Like, I don't know. So they would be like, kind of like, you know, like these Mexican ladies, they're sons, they're angels. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing wrong in my mom's eyes. My mom supports me 100%. So she basically, they didn't try to stop me. They just supported me through the whole way. Still do today.
Being 16 with $250,000, what are you spending your money on? Like, what's your big purchase? Like, did you buy anything big with the money?
I bought new clothes, shoes, and jewelry to wear to school every day. Brand new clothes, brand new shoes every day, brand new pants, brand new shirt every single day. Would never wear the same thing. That's just what I was doing. That was my main thing. And I collect colognes. So I like had a lot of cologne, stuff like that. Like even now to this day, you won't even really catch me like buying like a nice car right now, like something super nice or super extravagant. I've never been like that. I'll be in a regular car. My brother was the one with all the lowriders and all the nice cars with, you know, my brother was like that, but I've never been into that. So I'd rather buy a gun. You know what I mean? Like I had so many guns back then. It was crazy. So none of them, I've never had none in my name. I can't even get nothing in my name, but I had so many guns. That's what I bought a lot of too. And I would lose them all the time too. So then, you know, they end up losing all of them. But that's a big part of it. Clothes and just basically doing what I wanted to do. I've always did what I wanted to do in life. There's never been a time where I didn't do what I wanted to. Even when I've worked in a steady job before. I've done 2 steady jobs. One, I worked at a warehouse driving a forklift for a while, and I worked in the oil rigs, right? So I'm not no stranger to hard work. So don't get me wrong, I could get out there and I could work. But what people don't know is I only do those jobs when I catch a case. And when I catch a case, I go and I try to get a job to make it look like I'm a productive member of society. And I like to tell the judge that I'm the head of the household and I can't, you know what I'm saying? So don't do the time because of I'm the head of the house. You know, plus you get a good lawyer, and you know, I paid for a really good lawyer my whole life. I always been talking about Jack Whitaker, but he's retired now, so gotta watch myself.
What do you think was like the worst case you ever caught?
Well, I don't like talking about it, but not that long ago, maybe if I think about it, it's probably been a lot longer now than I realized. But they raided my grandma's house looking for a murder suspect.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you get arrested? Did they
Well,
take
yeah,
you
they took
in?
me in. They took me in, and I, with everything, my like Jack, he threw on the gloves and asked for a speedy trial, and it was thrown out within like 3 months.
You were sitting in jail the whole time though.
Yeah. That was the whole time. But at the end of the day, it wasn't me that did it.
But I mean, still though, I mean, still pretty stressful.
Yeah,
You
no.
know, that's
Yeah,
shit.
but at the end of the day, I knew that they didn't have nothing on me, or they wouldn't have been asking me.
Yeah, they were probably just trying to get you to crack.
Yeah.
And so how do they eventually throw it out? They just didn't have the evidence, so they just
My
kicked her loose?
my lawyer, he's retired now, so might even be passed away. He's an old man for doing these cases for a long time. Yeah, man, these guys, you pay enough money, they know people too. You know, hey, judge, commissioner, there's no evidence, there's no proof, there's nothing. We want the DA to state this, and that, or we ask you to throw it out right now. That's what he said right then and there. You could go home. You're going home today.
How much did the lawyer cost you?
My retainer was 15 grand alone. So it was
It's not bad for that type of case.
yeah.
Okay, well, this happens. You know, I mean, I assume you're relieved.
Of course, that's when I start getting back out on the streets and start doing my music again.
Okay. Well, let's rewind. Let's still take it back a little, man. We kind of got
Okay.
off track. So, high school, you're little Cuete, famous rapper. You got money. How does life change for you going to school?
Honestly, I've always been the if you want to say the class clown. I like to goof around. I like to laugh and stuff too. So it didn't change much. It's almost like they were like, okay, we could see how that happened. You know what I mean? So it wasn't very different. It was just like, and then like to me it was nothing. Obviously, I even nowadays I have people from my school hitting me up like, hey, you're famous and this and that, and I get that all the time. But at the time it was nothing. It was nothing to me. Like I didn't realize it. A lot of my homies, my older homies, they tell me like this. They're like, hey, what, you're a living legend and you don't even realize it. And sometimes I try to understand that and I still can't. It's like, it's too real out here for me. It's literally too real. I still live in the hood. There's been times where I'm out and I do my thing. I'm on tour, or you know what I mean. I get away for a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm in the hood. So it's too real for me. It's too close to home. Literally, can never, like, you just gotta stay ready at all times. So, but I mean, I always gotta be aware of. I gotta go home to this stuff too. So I can't let my guard down at any time. It's always been like that.
So you still live in your neighborhood?
Still now, still today. I'm going home to there.
How come you never move?
Well, I did. I've been. There's been times where I've had different places in different states. There's different places where I could rest my head right now in different states if I wanted to. I'm not saying that I don't have other places. I'm just saying that's home base and that's where I always go. You know, that's where I reside 90% of the time.
Do you graduate from high school?
No.
You're rapping full-fledged at this time though.
Yeah.
So music is just doing pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I signed, I already knew that school wasn't gonna be it for me. I was losing money being at school.
So you quit going at one point?
Yeah, well, yeah, I ended up just dropping out, but I ended up graduating anyways from like the GED.
Oh, okay.
Type shit, yeah.
Okay, now.
So because I was in that continuation school.
You get credits faster.
Not necessarily faster, just it was a probation school. So people that were on the verge of getting locked up, And they had to keep, like, my probation officer was in that facility, is my school. I had to check in with my probation. I was like a little program that I was in.
Okay.
That case, I was when I got caught, I got assault with a deadly weapon. That case.
Okay. Now,
So-
how old were you when this happened?
A little bit older now, like high school.
17.
That guy that got me the case, he ended up trying to come around the hood and trying to be like somebody, like trying to gangbang at a later age. But I'm like, this motherfucker got me a case. There's no way that this was gonna be, you know. The guy that I got caught for the deadly assault with a deadly weapon that pressed the charges on me ended up coming around the hood and trying to be from the hood. But he was already like super old and he was trying to prove something to himself. He ended up getting killed in the hood. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Now you catch this case. Do you go to juvie? You spent some time in juvie this time?
No, so that's the thing, is that they took me to that school. That's what I'm talking about, is that the first time it was a continuation school, second one it was a probation thing where I was with my probation officer every day.
Oh, okay.
So no, it kept me out of there. Which I'm all for that. I don't need to be locked behind no walls. And if I do, it's gonna be because I wasn't able to get away, or I wasn't able. I'd rather die than get locked up forever. But I don't want to get locked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that it all worked out the way that it did. The short time that I did fighting that case too, I didn't like it either. Anyways, the homies were cool as fuck with me, and when I was in there too, they didn't want me to like do my own, like when you clean up, or you just, you know, there's certain things that you got to do, and they would always let me. They would always want me to not to do my own shit. But what they did want from me is, when I would be locked up, is whenever the other races would start rapping, they would all look at me like, what's, you know, bust some shit for us right now. So I wouldn't have to necessarily clean the pad. They would have the homies doing it for me, showing me mad love all the time. But when it would come to time for you know, it kicks off, they're rapping and they look at me like, hey, you gotta spit some shit. But you know what's crazy is when you're locked up, it's hard at first to adjust, to get back into like a state of mind, to almost like, there were songs that I forgot while I was locked up. They sing this song and I wouldn't remember it while I was in there. But you ask me now to sing that same song and I'll be able to recite it. But in there, your brain is just, so you, first of all, you don't get no rest in there. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You don't get no good rest while you're locked up. So, but yeah, they would look out for me, but they would expect me to rap too. So there's some good and some perks that come along with it. You know what I mean? The homies, they show me love.
For sure. That's what's up. Definitely, man. Okay.
I always get love from the homies. You remember that from that movie, Trading Day?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's just,
Yeah. Are you traveling? You're on
Yeah.
probation, so is
okay.
are they working with you? Traveling? Like, how's that?
No, I'm not traveling at the time.
So you can't go do shows.
I'm not doing shows at the time. It wasn't like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when did you get your first show?
I want to say like maybe 2000 and like, well, I just remember where it was at. It was in the IE. It was at the homie Heaven had a store at one of the California Mall, I think it was.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know where that's at?
I performed there too.
You were there that day?
I don't know if I was there. I was probably there that
Yeah,
day.
You were probably there that day.
Oh,
We had
shit.
like Seldom Seen there.
Seldom
A
Seen.
couple other people were there.
Stroller. You know Stroller
We
too, right?
we had a lot of people there that day. It was pretty dope too. There was a lot of people in the crowd too. It was a good show. Yeah, I was live that day too because we got into some stuff that day too on the way home.
Oh shit.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, we had like not a shootout, but a standoff on the freeway. These fools had straps, we had straps, and we are just seeing like what was gonna happen. And then we're lucky that it was about to get heated, yeah.
Damn.
So sometimes it gets heated like that just because we don't know what the other's gonna do, the other side. And then when you get too paranoid, you like I could understand like fuck, this fool might have a gun and I'm gonna get him right now before he could even pull his shit out. I mean, if he don't have one, he might. So you get paranoid, and it's not a good thing. But it's always good to stay ready. But sometimes that paranoia takes over.
How'd it start? You guys
Parano-
are on the freeway.
So we're all leaving the show, and so we had like 4 cars, and we didn't know that Saldom had friends too. That because we went with Saldom. You know who Saldom Scene is, right?
Yep.
He had friends that went too, and they seen that it was kind of getting a little bit tense. So they came behind us, and they're passing guns through the window to other cars. Boom, boom. Seldom Scene is giving his homies some straps, and we didn't know it was Seldom. So now we're getting out. We have our shit ready, but then they see us, how everything that's going on. So now they're paranoid because we're over here reacting to Saldom, and Saldom's reacting to us with them. So it was just like a big old, like kind of a misunderstanding. Just like the tensions were high, and there was a lot of guns involved, but not even one bullet was fired.
Damn.
It was pretty intense. It gets intense sometimes. Like I ain't gonna lie. We did some sketchy things. We still do. We're definitely target for one, being rappers and being in the public. Like I got a whole list of shows that I'm doing right now. I did 30 shows. I'm not the most liked guy. I got some people that don't like me, but they know where I'm at. It's not even fair that I don't know where they're at. Give me that same lineup where you guys got. Trust me. But they know where I'm at, so I gotta stay ready for that. I don't even know what they look like sometimes. I won't even know. So I just gotta be ready. You know what I mean? Keep a couple haters with me and just keep my eyes open.
I was listening to an interview, and you told this wild story about you have a cousin from a rival neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you guys ended up in the same hotel, and your homeboy and him ended up having some beef.
Yeah. Matter of fact, his older brother passed away recently. His brother. So it's not really my cousin. It's my second cousin. He grew up with my cousin was with his mom, and we just grew up together as kids. We might as well be cousins. You feel me? But we got a lot of love for each other in any case. So that's why all that kind of happened. But yeah, my homie comes walking in, and I had my cousin and all the other fools in the room, and again, tensions were high. What that straps coming? Hey, chill. Then we all sat down and just did some drugs together. So it worked out. Low key, that's what ended up happening because we had some we had some good stuff, and they wanted to trade and stuff. They're like, nah, but it all worked out.
What's it like having family from rival neighborhoods?
Sometimes it's like you don't even know them that well. You know, like it's not like, oh, we see each other all the time, and now you're from there, and then now we're at grandma's house like that now, and you're from. That's not like that. It's like the cousins that you don't really necessarily see all the time. They're family, but they're not the ones that you're like close to. You know what I mean? You might have seen them once or twice at a funeral or like at a family reunion or something of that nature. Just know that they're your cousins, like that kind of thing. So it was like I could have shot my cousin and not even known it was him. Just know that they were over there making some noise.
Damn. So you guys don't ever, so even at like family get-togethers, you guys aren't really kicking it or talking too much?
No, but that's what's crazy. Even though as kids, we would still beef it with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like even at the family reunions, that the small ones that we would have, the uncles would be fighting, and that's why we don't have them. We haven't had them for like 15, 20 years or more, maybe a long time.
Damn.
Yeah. My family, they they're good people, but they're stubborn, especially the women in my family.
So 2002, you released your first album.
2002. I recorded it before that, but that's when it was released.
Okay. Now, how did that the album comes out? Now, how does that album change for you? Like change everything for you?
Like I said, I signed a deal to where I didn't have to even record. It's weird. It sounds weird, right? I didn't even have to record anything to get paid. So nothing was changing except the money coming in. That's it. Nothing else changed. I wouldn't even do music for like a month. Then I'd go in the studio and drop 2 or 3 songs, and then that would be good enough for like a month or two. And I would have like months of just doing whatever I wanted at any time. That's just how my life has been.
The album sales would just be coming in. You just get your check.
Well, the album sales didn't even have to come in. They had to pay me anyways. I made a deal that they had to pay me no matter what happens.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds weird, but they have to pay me no matter what. I got a steady income from them for the better part of like 15 years.
Damn.
That's why I stretched out my what I got was it's called an escalation deal. So I signed at a quarter, and every album from there I got more and more. I did 9 albums with them.
You drop these albums. You drop your album. You know what are you doing if you're only recording a couple songs here and there? You're not you're not really traveling, performing. Man, you must. What are you doing with yourself?
Spending that money and like drugs, guns, and girls. Like that's what we was on back then. Like with my primo, I used to smoke different types of drugs back then, so we smoked a lot of drugs.
Okay. So you just party.
We were partying. That's it.
Having a good
Yeah,
time.
we spent probably like in one summer. I know we spent close to like 60 racks on one particular drug. The one that goes away real fast.
Right. Well, I mean, I believe you were probably the first or one of the first rappers to rap about meth.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we used to do that too. I wrote my whole I think it's called Still Walking album on Crystal. I wrote it in like I wrote so many songs in one day. I think I wrote my most of that album in like 3 hours.
Damn. How was your label taking it? Like, were they happy with you? Did they want to drop you? Were they making money?
Yeah, of course they're making money. They would have let me go a long time ago. But even though when it started accumulating to be okay, so all the money that I've made, just picture them making like 3 times that, 4 times that. So they made more than I did, obviously. So of course they were happy. They wanted to keep me for as long as they could. But when it got to the 10th, 11th album where they were having to spend all this money just to keep me, they were like, look, we can't afford you. We're going to if you let us go for a little bit, we'll bring you back. And I said, okay, I'll let you guys get out of your contract, but this is what I need. I need the rights and I need this, and that. So you guys won't break contract and I don't have to sue you guys. Just give me this and then I'll let you guys out of that contract. I let them out of the contract.
Now, how long was the contract for?
They had options. So they signed me for 3 beginning and then 4, and then they were doing the options.
Oh, okay.
So.
And this was Eastside Records?
Eastside.
Okay. Well, who else was on that label?
There was a couple people before I got on there, but once I got on there, they didn't need them and they couldn't afford them. They tried to sign other people too while I was on there using my money that I was gaining for the record label, but they ended up quickly finding out that them artists weren't doing shit. I would say one of the names because they pissed me off. They gave this guy some money, and I was like, he's not gonna do nothing. He's not going nowhere. I get what you guys are saying, but no, long story short, nothing. He had like 1 or 2 songs with a couple of artists that were coming up at the time, but nothing special. And not even 4 months later, they dropped him. They shelved him. That's why nothing ever happened with him, and he never did no other music because he was on that label, but that label didn't want to do nothing with him.
Now, Chicano rap has like a big boom in the early 2000s. This is around when you're coming up.
Yep.
You know, what is your thoughts on everything? You know, kind of seeing everything develop and kind of explode at the time.
I mean, it was good for me, but I was still more along the lines of doing my own thing. I think that's why a lot of people boycott me nowadays. They I think they call it, what do they call it? Shadow ban type of thing almost. Like artists don't they're a little bit, I want to say, jealous of what I had before, because I guarantee you they didn't get no deal like that. I guarantee you, when the ones that are doing their shit right now, I guarantee you they're getting 50% of their stuff taken right now. You know who you are too, so don't act like you're not. And that's what I'm saying. That's the difference, is that they're getting their, whatever they're making right now, their label is taking half of it. Okay? I made it to where that wasn't gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So whether it was booming or not, I was still doing my thing. I'm making the same exact what I was gonna make anyways. Plus, on top of that, record sales. So what was this? When it was the time of CDs barely came out, you know. So, I made a deal where some people were making it for a profit of a penny, a fraction of a penny for the sales. My deal was $1.25 for every record sale. So, yes, they've dropped a bag on me, and I needed to make that recoup back. So imagine getting a penny every sale or $1.25 every sale. I recouped a lot faster. They're still paying me residuals and royalties to this day, and I'm not even on their label for the last 4 years.
Okay. Because you're right. Because I never really seen you out doing a lot of shows during the early times. It wasn't until kind of like later on I would run into you. You know what I'm saying? Was there a reason for it? Or?
Yeah. The label wanted me to have that mysterious thing to only come out. Well, they were, okay, so I'll say this. Seldom Seen was on the record label too. And his name was Seldom Seen because Eastside Records was trying to build mysterious artists. So for some artists that were out there touring, doing everything, going everywhere, where are they at right now? Buying their likes, buying their views, trying to do anything that they can really to be out there. But they've already been seen so many times, many different places. Everybody's like, yeah, we saw him. That's not my case. I haven't really been anywhere like that at the time. So that's what they were kind of going for, that mysterious. And one of the things that made it like that was that one guy from San Diego, 1218 guy. He would never do or go anywhere, but it wasn't because they were trying to make that mysterious. It was just fucking didn't want to show his face.
Little Rob didn't want to do shows early on.
Did you see him out there like that? No, they did that on purpose.
When did I see? Do I remember seeing Little Rob, man? I mean, probably like the late 2008, 9, 10. I definitely ran into him at a few shows around that time for sure.
That was late.
Yeah.
That was he was been. How old is that guy?
I'm pretty sure he's older than me. But Summer Nights was what, 2005?
What is he? How old is he?
Let's look it up.
I bet you he's like gonna be 60. I know MC Magic's like 60. He came out around that same time.
Little Rob is 48. So yeah, I ran into him a few times later on, but yeah, I don't know if he was doing too much when Summer Nights dropped. Well, I think at one point you reach out to the San Diego guys to try to work with them.
Well, no, my label had already had connections with all of them. So all we did was just put a little bit more money in their pockets because they were on the label before. They were all on the label before.
So you talking about Rob, Uno, Shadow?
Yeah, except for Robert.
Okay. So Uno,
Night Owl, Shadow.
Shadow, they were on East Side Records early on before you. Okay.
But not after.
Okay. Now, what happens when you guys work? How's everything
So that's
go?
what I'm saying. Eastside Records was giving them money. Eastside Records is a good company. They're like a family company. They wanted to keep money in their pockets, so they're like, "Hey, do a feature for Cuete and we'll break you off." So that's what I did. We paid them like $500 for the features to keep them like, you know. So when I was off of Eastside Records, Richard, the president of Eastside Records, he paid me for like another like 3 or 4 months, just because he's like, hey, I don't want you to be. I know you're used to something, even though we can't do it for you anymore for that much longer. I want to make sure that you get ready to make the transition. So they were just trying to help out all of us.
Okay, I see.
So Richard was a really good dude. Matter of fact, he passed away and he left his property to his employees. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, he's a really.
You think about the record store?
Yeah, Norwalk Records.
It's still going.
Still going from the same people that he left.
No shit.
Left to go. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've been there before, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, but he's a really good dude, and they were paying a lot of people. They're paying a lot of different. I mean, everybody you name it got a check from Eastside Records one time or another. If they were in the Chicano rap game and they were doing anything, we paid them. For sure.
That's what's up. Well, what do you feel about the current state of Chicano rap and everything that's going on?
I mean, it's good. Good on my end. I love it. I mean, it's what I do. I'm probably the only one that was born and raised on this and gonna die from this. So I love it. This is who I am.
Well, at some point, you link up with Mr. Criminal.
Yeah.
How does all that come together?
Shit. It was early on in the beginning. Now that I think about it, it was him putting out the effort to be homies with me. I believe that he always had something deep down, knowing that I was gonna find out something about him, and he just wanted me on his team. So he's always been a little bit iffy, I think. But okay, so this is how I see it. I could have some real ones on my team, right? And we say this: I'm gonna ride with my homies, wrong or right. And that's what he was hoping for. He was banking on. Is for people that like me to be around and be like, I'm gonna ride with my homies no matter what. But then he goes and does shady things, and shows his true colors and stuff. You know, that's another reason why I'm a little bit upset, more than just to just let it go. Cause I wasn't faking. I was ready to do, you know, for my homies. It's not just him neither, but giving my friendship means I'm ready to die at any time. You're not gonna die alone if I'm there. That's for sure.
Okay, now you guys just become cool at one point, but at one point you actually signed to him.
Yeah, that was another thing that fell through, and that album didn't ever. I told him to take it off the shelf. He paid me for the album, and then we kind of had a falling out because he was lagging it. So we were supposed to be shooting music videos, and we're supposed to be doing this, and I was supposed to be doing that, and he didn't follow through on none of that stuff. So one of the main things that I was upset with. He was supposed to pay for a music video from the director, Destructive. I've been shooting a lot of videos. He's the guy that's been shooting all my videos lately. And I told Criminal, I want that fool to shoot me. And he hit him up like, hey, we're gonna get you for what the video. But he wanted his son to shoot all my videos. But I was like, fool, your son's whack, fool. I don't like his videos. The one that he did of me and you was borderline okay. But I didn't like his son's shooting at all. It's garbage. And I hate to say it like that because he's trying, he's just probably just starting or whatever, but I didn't like it. And I was like, this is who I want. Long story short, he'd always not want you to do good. He doesn't want you to be better or past him. It's like the type of guy that if you give him a beat, if he has a dope beat, he's going to give you another one and keep the good one for himself. For example. Yeah. Stuff like that. So me being a good friend and him being a iffy, that shit ended up getting old, and I was, I was done playing that shit. And then look what happened. And that shit all came out in the wash anyways. But like I said, whatever happened with anyone else, I don't give a what he did with anyone else. He got to deal with me for what he did with me. So
what were some other things that you guys went through?
So like for example, I told him I got this I got these shows booked. Will you do it for 2,500? I'm getting 2,500. We got all these shows, 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, right? Nah, I do it for this much. I'm like, dog, I got them lined up. You're gonna have multiple shows day after back to back to back, and you're gonna make your money, dog. Don't worry. Nah, I don't. Well, I go, so this is what I do. All right, dog, look, I'll take 2,000. I'll give you 5 of my 25. Now you're making 3. You're the big dog now. Now I can make my two racks and be happy and not stingy and greedy. So I was taking cuts out of my check for a good 6 shows to get him his 3. And for me to do that and then him try to make plays that were not me getting counted in to the equation and getting broken off, and him using me, my name, for most of that, that's when I said, no, I took cuts for you. I took cuts out of my check for you. So you could get what you want, so you could feel better. And yes, that's another one of the things that he did. Another thing that he did, shouts out to Yellow Hill. I did a song with Yellow Hill, and I tell him, hey, I did this song with Yellow Hill. I want you on it. And we're going to shoot a video. Yellow Hill said he'll do it. Just do it. He's already shot me the verse. Yellow Hill did the hook and the verse. And Criminal said, nah, I don't like him. I have songs with him too that I'm not going to put out. I go, oh, I get it, oh, whatever. But I go, okay, then do this other song for me. And Criminal's like, all right, I'll do that song. He ends up jumping on another song, does the song for me. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks or so, maybe less than a month, who's on his podcast? Yellow Hill. You feel me? So stuff like that, that shit's just, he doesn't want me to go up. He wants to keep everybody where he wants to keep them. But like I'm saying, that wasn't the only time. He did that with pretty much every artist that he had on there. He talked shit to me about them at one time or another. That little youngster CNG, he was talking so much shit about that little youngster. He talked shit about Conejo and all up and down, and then he has Conejo on there. All these people that he had on there, he can talk shit about, and I know that. So that's what I'm saying. Did he do that shit to me? If he could do that shit to them, he's probably doing that shit to me top. So there's a lot of things. And usually he'll make it right by psh, 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 psh. Like, hey, fool, you got to make it right. This time I told him, because he tried to get me in a wreck with another podcast guy. And I told him, this is what you need to do to make it right now. And he didn't do it. So that's why he got all this coming now. So he had the opportunity, at least as far as I'm concerned, to be out of the equation, but he didn't take the opportunity. He disrespected and gave me only partial. Like, here, this is what I think you're worth. Not what I wanted and what I thought, he should do. Long story short, there were so many things that cat did that I was lucky that I not only got out when I did, but seen him for who he was a lot sooner than anyone else. He broke it down to me many, many times, crying on the phone, literally crying. Cuete, you're my homie. I'm never gonna fight you. You're my brother. And he tells that to everybody. Now that I hear, you're like my brother, man. Yeah, that's his fucking line. You're like my brother. Damn, feel sorry for your fucking brother then.
Damn. I only met him a few times. You know, I used to, I used to open up for the high power quite a bit. So, I'd run into him here and there. We had a couple conversations, but nothing too much.
If those allegations are true, whatever, like I was saying, he got bigger problems than me, anyways. He's gonna have to deal with me no matter what, but he got bigger problems than.
Yeah, Diablo drops that diss record and kind of shook up Chicano rap. It was a lot of people were surprised. A lot of people didn't know what to think. A lot of people have left his label now, and I'm probably assuming it's probably because of that.
Yeah, but and that's the thing is like, if that happened to me, I know I got a lot of homies that would be mad at Criminal right now. My friends would be mad at him, so they wouldn't necessarily. Criminal wouldn't have to worry about me. I'm locked down. Plus, I got these I got people that are gonna be mad for me. Like if God forbid, like I'm ready to go, but if I die, when I die, I don't want nobody to be sad, first of all, but it's more like I don't really give a fuck anyway. So I'm ready to die, but I'm not gonna go like I'm not gonna kill myself. In other words, I'm gonna protect my life for the most part, but I got people that if something happens to me, they'll ride for me. If I die, something's gonna happen to whoever, 100%. So if I get locked up and there's somebody ratting on me, then best believe there's gonna be some rat poison placed different places. Some rat traps.
It's a lot, man. Things are definitely gonna be different for him.
That guy's gonna get so straightened out. Because if he ever let's just say he gets caught with a strap or has to go to jail for anything, it's a wrap for that guy. He's piecing up for sure. He ain't walking the main line. He has no choice. Well, I'll tell you what. That would probably be the only way to clear his name. He'd probably have to go get whatever he needs to do. But probably if it's true now, he ain't gonna wiggle his way out of this one.
Well, he says he gave his life to God.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's gonna see God one way or another. And like, if anything, they should be calling me pastor because I'm sending to God, really, in real life, without having to meet him. So I should be called Pastor Cuete because I'm sending these fools to see the Lord. And if that's the case, I'm doing God's work. That's what the Bible says. Beware of false prophets. I'm not the best representation, but I'm a believer in God.
I hear you.
Jesus, you know what I mean? Jesus died on the cross for me. We got more. I don't want to say antics, but we got stuff. We got stuff that we're still gonna be dropping, like especially if he wants to keep coming out and saying that don't believe the hype and don't believe this. You know what we won't believe is that you're a fucking man. And like I said, I don't know if you guys seen this, but I started a GoFundMe for him because he doesn't have all his organs. He didn't got no heart and he ain't got no balls. So we're starting a GoFundMe for Mr. Criminal to go get him some fucking heart and some balls because he ain't got neither one. And if he wants to ever just get it out, over with, all he got to do is come and get beat up. And I don't want to say fight me because sometimes, you don't never know. In a fight, man to man, you could lose at any time to anyone. So, but with him, I'm not going to lose.
How long have you been calling him out for a fade? A while now. I've been seeing it.
That's all he really needs to do is just come out and fight me. That's it. That's all he needs to do. That's what real men do. They go outside and they fight. If he's not a rat, after we fight, I'll probably press him for some money and then leave him alone. That's probably what that's where would be the end of it. I would fight him, get some money from him, and leave him alone. But he keeps on hiding, keeps on running.
A lot of fans don't want to believe it.
As far as
The paperwork and the allegations against him.
I mean, anything could be possible. It could be fabricated unless there's official site. I mean, I haven't seen if it was an official paperwork or the document. You know what I mean? If it's the official, anything could be manipulated too. But doesn't sound like it. So that's a statement. That's a statement. That's not necessarily drop, like pointing the finger type of thing. He just told them a statement. That's a dry snitch. He's snitching without snitching. And it's the same thing in my books.
What all are you working on right now?
I'm on tour, on the No Subliminal tour. I just came back from New York. I did a whole run in Arizona. I went to Texas. I was in Nebraska. We're doing I did all kinds of music videos. Next we got another show out in Tucson with Big Gemini. We got San Diego with YBE, shout out YBE, and that's in June. So we got some more shows. It's just the end of the little run that I have. It was like a 30 event meet and greet type of in store, just pop up like places, and a lot of my sponsors that sponsored me, I went to their businesses and did a little meet and greets in each little place. And but as far as what we got right now, I'm shooting another music video on this upcoming Monday. And it's gonna be the biggest production that I've done to date. It's gonna be like whole acting. There's gonna be a little bit of gunfire stuff. You know, I might get shot in the video type thing. So that's just a little inside scoop. We're doing a big production to where it's more like not necessarily a music video, but it's like a visual.
I seen a video of you a few years back. You got in a fight at Miss Crazy's album release party.
Yeah, that guy was acting stupid with all the fans. He was asking for it. I think he was one of the I could be wrong, but I think he was one of the artists that was performing there.
No shit.
Yeah, I know Miss Crazy is cool with the guys from Quinto Soul. I'm not sure, but I think it was one of them cats. He was acting crazy with the fans because he was all drunk or whatever. And I was walking in the restroom, he was walking out, and he bumped me. And I went back, I'm like, hey, dog, watch where you're going. Like, saying it like, hey, dog, watch out. Like, not like, hey, fool, watch, not harsh. Like, hey, dog, watch where you're going. And he's like, what? F you. So that right there, that's disrespect, right? And I just slap him. I just slapped the shit out of him. Bah. And the security had already eyes on him, so they grab him. Right after I slapped him, the security grabs him and starts taking him out. But while they're dragging him out, he says, me and you outside one-on-one. So I was like, damn, this would just call me out right now too. And I just slapped him. So I was like, all right, let's go. Let me get him one-on-one. Let me get him one-on-one. The security's like, nah, you don't need to do that. He's drunk. Let him go. Let him go. I was like, nah, he won't call me out. Let me get him one-on-one. Let me just get him one-on-one. So that's when the cameras come out and we're about to start slanging. But bro tried to throw a little karate kick, like he tried to kick me, and yeah, he got caught with the, you know, I caught his leg in the air, and yeah, the rest is history. And since he wants to try some MMA shit on me, I practice, I fight, I've been training for plenty and many years, so I get him in the rear naked choke and I put him to sleep. I hit his. I'm pounding his head on the floor, and it all because he was just being brave and messing with. And it could come to find out. Shout out D Salas. I think we mentioned him earlier, right? Was it? Did we mention David Salas?
I'm not sure.
Man, I haven't been talking about my boy so much. But anyways, he's there and he's telling me, hey, that guy that you got in a fight with, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it was who I'm speaking of. Maybe not, and I apologize. I don't really care either. But anyways, he said that guy is so faded that he doesn't remember. He said he just woke up with the biggest headache and he just don't remember what happened. He wants to apologize and this and that. And I'm like, he called upon it himself. He was messing with just strangers, like fans that were there to support the show. And he ended up picking it with the wrong one. But yeah, that's one of the times where there's a couple of them on there that you could find me putting hands on some people.
How you feel about like the Northerners coming to No Jumper, doing the shows, shooting music videos down here?
I say this is what I say. They don't disrespect me. They have never said anything about me. I never said anything about them. But I will say this. They have disrespected some double S homies, and that's enough for me. You know what I mean? If they want to disrespect the South Side, then it is like disrespecting me too. So, directed towards me, they never have. So me to get involved and be like, have an opinion, only opinion I have is that you disrespect the South, then fuck you. That's the only. Other than that, I don't know about them coming over here. Anybody could fucking do what that 6ix9ine fool did and pop up at this place and then post a video later, but not tell nobody. That's what I'm saying. I've had my whole calendar, my whole schedule posted for the last 3 months, every single place that I'm gonna be at and when and where, what time you could fucking find me. I'm not posting these videos talking about, oh, look at where I'm at, and then I'm really not there. I'm telling you, like, hey, I'm gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing for them to come over here and do their thing, shake the spot. But to be like, hey, we're going to No Jumper. So hey, whoever, you know, that would be another story. You feel me? I don't think that would have went down like that. The homies would have pulled up for sure. 100%, I know they would have. And if they didn't, then, and I knew about it, and if that's the route we're going, then I would have pulled up. And that's another reason. I'm gonna tell you one more thing that just reminded me of. There was an incident. This is why I fucking hate Criminal too, because there was an incident. We were in Tucson, and fools were trying to get crazy with him. He wasn't even there, and I told them fools, "Hey, check this out. He's not here," because they were gonna run up on the bus. I was on the bus, and they're like, "Hey," I got on the phone. I'm like, "Hey, he ain't here, but check this out. I am. If you guys have anything to say, come down, because I'm here right now." Those fools never came. That fool ended up telling me, hey, those fools don't want no problems or whatever. But see, stuff like that, where I had this fool's back, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing where there's so many things that guy did that's just so fucking like slap in the face. And if that guy was in front of me right now too.
Criminal gets this bus, and this bus is going everywhere, right? So,
oh, you just reminded me of another fucking thing. That motherfucker was supposed to put my picture on the bus, and he never put my picture on the bus. I had just got signed to Crime Family. He barely wrapped it after I got signed. He didn't put my picture on there. Come on.
damn.
You feel me? Like, come on. He literally didn't put my picture on the bus. That shows everything right there. That shows exactly. Come on. And isn't he supposed to be like, that's like the promoters. There's promoters out here that do that funny shit to me. Aren't they supposed to be trying to make the show bigger, your artist bigger, everybody making more money? These promoters will be like, the fans will be trying to get the tickets from them, and they'll be like, well, you can't come to the show unless you fuck me while you're there. The promoters are doing these weird shit to them. And that's why right now my promoter, I'm not getting along with him right now, because he's a fucking weirdo. And these fucking promoters are pissing me off, just like fools like that. They do shady shit. And they have a mask over it, and only the real people, and you deal with them so long, their mask comes off, and you see that shit. So there's some like the promoters too, man. There's all these people that are doing that kind of, that are acting like that.
Doing a bunch of weird shit.
Weird shit. Isn't he supposed to put me on the bus? Isn't he supposed to put his artist out there as much as possible? Why wouldn't he put me on the bus? Him and Diablo, he put the no. You know what? I'm not gonna speak on that. But he would make the artist pay out of their pockets for any kind of flat tire, stuff like that.
Wait, so if the bus got a flat tire, and so you guys are in the bus. So what
Not
was the
me.
bus like?
Not me.
Okay.
I never was on the bus. I'm
Never
talking
on the
about
bus.
before the other bus.
Okay.
When it was the other bus, when he wasn't when he wasn't crime fan, when it was, and that's another, look at that again. I made up Loyal Family like 4 or 5 years before he came up with Crime Family.
Mm.
I came up with Loyal Family brand before he came up with Crime Family. I had the Hustle, the Toast to the Hustle podcast, and I just don't have the resources like these guys. He gets my ideas. He wants to hear all my music. He copies all that shit. I had the a Toast to the Hustle where I would interview business owners because I know everybody, business owners, entrepreneurs that are successful. It was called a Toast to the Hustle, and at the end it'd be like, hey, a toast to you. This, giving them their props for being an entrepreneur. Not only that, showcasing their business. Tell me why he goes and makes a podcast called Hustle and Elevate when I got a Toast to the Hustle.
Damn.
And I could say that about a million things that he copied out from a lot of other artists too. So that's what I'm saying. That guy is just like, when you really step back and look at it, it's like, wow. Friends, when you have friends like that, who needs enemies? He could have easily put me on the bus. You know what I'm saying? And he could have easily got me that video. And I'm not sitting here and act like he didn't do anything, because he broke me off. I got a couple checks for nothing. So but at the end of the day, his character shined overshined the good stuff that he did.
You're trying to keep things going, and it just seems like you kept hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, doing it.
Well, when you have, what did they say? What did Tupac say? He said, hey, when you guys want to be from a label where you don't have your A&R guy trying to dance in your videos. Yeah, a Suge Knight, right? A Suge Knight. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's tough to sign to a rapper because they're still focused on their career.
And that's another thing that happened recently is that with my old manager, he wanted to be an artist. And he's a fucking garbage artist. He's an okay manager, but a garbage artist. He's what gives the name of the rap game a bad name in Chicano rap. Fools like him, he's just garbage. He just does, and he thinks he's good, and he got people that are singing on his album. He features people, he knows people, but him as an artist, you as an artist, fool, I know you watch all my shit anyways. You're fucking garbage, bro. And you better pay me my fucking money before it's too late.
Well, you got a lot of face tattoos.
Come on.
They come off?
They're washed
off tattoos? Okay. What was your motivation, man? Like, what was the first one? And, did you know you want to get your whole face tatted?
I'm just going with the flow type shit. My first one on my face, I got it covered up with the I think it was the pyramid. Is this on this side?
Yep.
The pyramid.
Yep.
Well, I had a littler one underneath this, and when they caught me for that, or when they raided the pad for looking for the suspect, I covered that up. But that was my first one, and then once I had that one, it was like I already have face tattoos. But see, this is the thing. One is the hood. You know what I'm saying? For nobody could ever say that I'm gonna rank it. My enemies see me, they don't even gotta hit me up. They could just fucking bang on me. You know what I mean? So they can never call me a ranker or somebody that's not, gonna bang mine. And then I have a song called My Heart for my daughter. It's my daughter's name. So like they're all like significant meaning tattoos. You know what I'm saying? I had cursed on my forehead, and I was just cursed for a little while. But then I started getting back into the music, feeling blessed again, and I got blessed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like blessed and cursed now. Feel me? So it's like all significant things to my life, and that really mean something to me. So it's not like, just give me a tattoo, I want to look tough. Like, it's not that. Because I honestly, I wish that I didn't have them. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I wish I didn't have them for one main reason. Because I want to get a new ones. I want to get new ones. I just had these already for a long time. I wish I could get new ones. And just look a little different.
Ready to get some new tats.
Yeah, what is it? Then I got the homie Strength, the homies thing, Strength Cartel, the homie Big Boy. Me and my brother used to work out, so it means something to me. You know what I mean? To be part of Strength Cartel, and so like I'm saying, they all mean something. I got my girl's name tatted on my face, because of her name, the actual name. Her name's Serenity, and she brings that kind of peace and that serenity into my life that a like me don't have. I really don't have that in my life, and without like someone like that to kind of keep me, I'm gonna crash and burn. Like I still might, but at the end of the day, they all mean something. Every last one of them.
What about your neck? What are some of the ones on your neck?
It's the hood again, the one ways. So when I beat my case, I don't know exactly what side it is. I got the money, I got the bird for all the money that I spent on the case, and then I beat the case, so I was free as a bird type of thing. I don't know if it's this side. So yeah, that's what I did. That's when I got that after I had beat that case. So I got the bottom piece with the money, and a rose. I think it's on this side. It's my mom's name, but it's also like symbolizing like a beginning of a new life, that I no longer have to be on the run. It's a messed up feeling being on the run and not knowing if the cops behind you know something or not. The feeling. That's why sometimes people be going on the run for all like 10, 15, 30 years type, and then they're like, when they get caught, they're like, I'm just glad it's over with.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'd rather be on the run forever than to say that though. No, I'm glad it's over with. No, fuck no. I want to run. You're gonna have to find me.
You have to catch my ass. I'm gone.
Yeah. So it changed the game for me too once all that happened. So most of my tattoos I've gotten, I want to say 95% of my tattoos have been out of pain. When I'm feeling emotional or mental pain, I want to get that physical pain. And that's why people cut themselves. That's why people do things like they have their vices, drugs and alcohol and all these things. Some people even have that from sex and different things, you know. But mine was every time I've been hurt, I went and got a tattoo. Just because it was so emotional draining that like just needed something to ease that. And it's not necessarily like I had a bad upbringing. That's not what I mean. But I've had my trials, and everybody has their ups and downs. Think about it. I get all this money at 16, so that's a pretty much the beginning of my life. So from this point on, how in the do I know who really likes me? Who really likes? Who's really there for me, and who's there for the clout or the good times, the party, the you know.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's hard.
At a young age. So
I've been hurt in that sense, betrayed. One of the main things that I did was one of my best friends. at the time, he got signed to a deal with Night Owl in the beginning of the career, and they try to leave me behind. So I said, nah, fuck this. I'm gonna show these guys. So the hurt out of them doing that to me, that's what I thrive on though. I thrive on them, kind of like being the underdog, or when your back's against the wall and you have no choice but to get through whatever you're getting through, or there's no other way around it. That's right. Good under pressure.
So dude was trying to hate on you. He didn't want you to sign. He didn't want to see you win.
He didn't.
Crazy.
Yeah, he didn't want to see me win. He was one of those guys, and yeah. So I had a lot of people doing a lot of things to me that got me to where I'm at, and for the longest time I was one of those people that I wouldn't give other people a chance to hurt me. Like if I met you for the first time, I'm like, nah, I'm not, like, no new friends type of thing, but also like, I'm not gonna I'll treat you like you already did me wrong, instead of having a clean slate. Like, how you doing? Oh, I'm so and so. It's nice to meet you. It's more like, nah, this guy's already, I don't like this guy. That's how I was. I wouldn't give people a chance. You know what I'm saying? So because of the people that I met already in the past, and because of those relationships and those kind of, experiences that I've had.
Damn. Is there any place on your body that you are gonna, you got room for tats?
I got some on my thighs. I got a little bit of room on my thighs. I got a couple on my thighs right here. Got some on my thigh. But I got a little bit of room on my top of my head.
Okay. Your whole body back.
Yeah, back. I had my back done when I was like around the same time I got signed at 16. So my whole back was blasted. On my first album cover, I took a picture of it. So I'm standing there. You can see my back all blasted, 16.
Damn.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about getting some more in my head.
Okay.
Just now, it's like I'm like, I need someone to hurt me though first. Because if you go in to get a tattoo and you're not hurt emotionally, that's just gonna hurt physically. But if you're hurt emotionally, you could go and you could take any fucking pain. My neck was 5 hours and nonstop.
Damn.
Hurt that day though. I was hurt most of the time. You get back up.
Is there anyone that, like, any situation that sticks out the most when it comes to getting a tattoo?
My all my homeboys have tatted me up. There's only been one person that's tatted me that wasn't like from my hood. Maybe two. But what I'm saying, the majority of my tattoos are experiences that I've had with my homies from my hood. So they all got stories behind it. I could remember each one and tell you where we were at, and type of one of the homies, he tats like the NFL football players, and a lot of my homies, they're doing things. Shout out to Dino Blanco at Lifestyle Tattoos in Carson. If you guys ever go, ask for Dino. He's dope.
That's what's up. Damn. Okay.
So yeah, they all got meanings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They all got stories behind it.
You mentioned not knowing who to trust. So, growing up, how did you maneuver through that and, kind of weed out like the guys who weren't really with you or were with you for the wrong reasons?
Those are easy to see. I still have my core homeboys that I had back then that I trusted. I still have them. If they're not locked up or passed away, I'm still connected with them. So I have my day ones. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that they're easy to see. They're easy to see. And they say keep your friends closer and your enemies closer, or yeah, it's true. It's true. You could still be nice to somebody knowing damn well I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the game. It's like this is what I always say. People go to work every day and have to smile at their coworkers. It's the same thing in every other aspect of life too. Just smile at them. What does it say? You catch more flies with honey than shit.
Yeah.
Got to kill them with kindness. That's a real thing. I've done it. Look at, so these guys on YouTube, they're over there making memes and pages talking shit about me, and I'll be like liking their comments. I'll hit them back like, hey, thanks for the comment, or I'll find them and I'll DM and I'll be like, hey, I don't appreciate what you said, but that shit was funny. Hey, next time say it like this or whatever, and they'll be like, hey, we're just trying to make entertainment. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. Say whatever you want, bro. I will not take it personal. Oh, all right, Cuete, that's right. Cool. How about I do this? How about I make one that we're pumping you up? We're gonna show. You know what I mean? All these media outlets, they have an agenda. They just want to somebody to throw their arm around them, just like everybody else in the world. You show somebody a little bit of kindness and they went from your enemy to your best friend now. Like, that's real talk.
Yeah, that's true.
You kill them with kindness. I've switched a grip of people on my YouTube from talking shit. Now they're like the main people that comment backing me up. Because it's not really nothing. It's entertainment. It's really entertainment at that point. Like when you finally get into the nitty gritty of things, yeah, if I saw a criminal, it's not going to be entertainment no more. You know what I mean? I see one of my real enemies, it's not entertainment no more. It's serious shit. But that's why you'll see me on my YouTube joking around, doing skits, doing funny skits, making myself look funny, making myself look stupid to some people. But because I know that at any time that shit could get live just like that. And I want to laugh and I want to have fun until it's time to get crazy. And then we'll go there. But until then, we could, those guys that walk around every fucking minute, they're so serious and they don't crack a smile. That's how a lot of people think that I am. Like, if you didn't know me or you couldn't talk to me like this, you'll probably think, that's what a lot of my fans say. My girl just told me that. She's like, when I met you, I thought you were just going to be mean and so serious and be rude to like the waiters and even my girl she was like, I'm gonna see how it is with you. So she's like, and it was nothing like it, joking, making her laugh type shit. But a lot of people read the book, judge the book by the cover with me, so. And when I say I didn't, my schooling was, my parents paid for my education for most of the time. So I had an education, just I was fucking up too. You know what I'm saying? So I went to Catholic school for most of my life. Yeah, my parents paid for, and then I was getting in trouble there, so they put me into public school towards the end. But I have schooling.
Well, if you were in Catholic school, how'd you end up in the streets? How'd everything go left for you?
My day ones. My friends. We, like they say, what is it? What does he say? Miklo at the board meeting, at his parole meeting, he says, our reputation grew out of defense of each other, nothing more. So whether I was from the hood or not, those are still my friends. So it's like you're born into it. It's like a tribe.
So it was just always there.
Yeah, it's just always there. Even though when I was in, how many people I had from the Catholic school that are from gangs now? Those fools are crazy.
So you got dudes who were in Catholic school.
Yeah.
In the streets. Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're crazy now. They're like probably in prison right now. Or if not, just got out, probably about to go back. But yeah, we used to play baseball on the same team. We would smoke the same, you know what I mean? And like I said, they're my day ones, and it's just out of protection for each other is what, even though I was doing that and I had a good family, I was still like, a lot of my friends didn't have dads. I did. So I felt drawn to those ones a lot. And I tripped out when I got older. I was like, did I gravitate more to those people? Because everyone around me is kind of like that. I'm like one of the only dudes that had a dad that was there from the beginning, the middle, and the end, you know, till now. So it was just out of reputation, like a not protection.
Yeah.
You grow up around the, you know, you're from a tribe. Like I said, that's the best way to say it. It's like you're from a tribe.
Yeah, no, I hear you. For sure. Well, little Cuete, man. Dope interview.
I don't really want to crash out because I've been doing all that for so long. I kind of want to let the music speak for itself now. But I'm gonna still be ready for all that stuff, and I'm not saying this is the end of me talking my shit, because I mean, to me, honestly, that situation that we talked about, we were talking about this guy that's giving his life to God. It's not really that serious to me. Just want to run the fade with that guy. Other than that, I've been trying to just let this music. Look at, I was just in New York. I just did Manhattan. Like, who would have thought that I'd be out there in Brooklyn, in Manhattan? You know what I'm saying? At this stage in my career,
What's it like out there in New York?
it's dope. Those motherfuckers is rude though. Like, everybody's honking their horn out there. And they're like honking the horn out here. If we get the horn honked at us, we're gonna be pissed, right? But like, fuck you. Everybody's honking the horn and just like, it's nothing. Like, hey, I'm right here. Like, all right, I'm right here too. Like, they're cutting you off and all kinds of stuff. It's a place that you visit and go back home.
Well, I mean, what's the environment like? Are you visiting the hood over there?
We went to Bed-Stuy. We were in the Bronx. We did. I did. At the end of the day, I did a little crazy adventure at Penn Station, Pennsylvania Station, the subway. I went underneath the subway and I was walking through the tunnels where the fucking subways, the trains go. I thought I was gonna get electrocuted down there. But I was exploring. I was walking around, seeing you know what I'm saying? I seen the good, the bad. It just looks like everywhere else except for, it's just I got a new spot in Hollywood now. And shout out to my people at Puff LA, my sponsors. We got a spot over there in Hollywood, and I was looking, I was like, man, these guys look different than the people in New York. It's just, it's hard to explain. But I was saying, I think the people in LA look more weird. I'm from LA, so I'm not talking shit. I probably look weird to them, but I'm just saying, like, the people in LA, I was just observing everybody, and I'm like, yeah, my people are weird. I'm weird, so, you know, everybody's weird to somebody, right?
Some degree.
Yeah, man, but it's been good, man. Thank you for having me, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully, one day, in the near future, we could do a part 2, and I could just be like, everything's just phenomenal, and you know what I'm saying? We really go up, like, including you, man. You know, I see your YouTube plaque on the wall, and shouts out to you for doing it. Especially, like you said, where we both came from back then, we still doing it, man. So hats off to you, and shouts out to all my people that are supporting me still. Shouts out to everybody that is gonna start supporting me. Follow me on Instagram, The Real Little Cuete. Follow my YouTube, and stay tuned. We got more to come, man. You never know what's gonna happen when Cuete's around, though.
That's what it is.
That's right, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you. What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.